Well, let's talk then a bit more about the humanitarian situation in Gaza more generally. I'm joined now live on the line as well by Ahmed Bayram. He's a media advisor at the NGO, the Norwegian Refugee Council, and he's live for us in the Jordanian capital, Amman. Welcome to the programme, sir. I know you have staff in Gaza right now. I understand they're in the south of Gaza and you've been in touch with them. What are you hearing from them about the situation for civilians in the south as these bombardments continue?
Thanks for having me. It's really very hard to tell a story when I sit here in Amman better than be sounded. I mean, I somehow have my greetings and best wishes. Very similar to what she was describing. Our team this morning are obviously reporting some horrific scenes from southern Gaza, where, like Bissam mentioned, actually, an UNRWA school was bombed. People are in confusion. Some of them are actually planning to go back north because they see no difference in the intensity of bombing and the lethal force that is being unleashed upon them. The situation is pretty grim in terms of services. I'm hearing there's only a couple of liters of water per person a day. Some have taken shower for the first time since the escalation. It's a substandard life. I mean, the Palestinians in Gaza are made to live a substandard life that no one should live, and unfortunately, they are dying death that should, no human being should die. The bombs are still falling everywhere, and this is making it even more difficult for any organization to do any aid work at the moment.
Well, let's talk about your organisation then, the Norwegian Refugee Council. Are you still able to operate in Gaza at the moment, given these bombardments, and are your staff in Gaza safe?
They are as of now, thankfully. However, they have been experiencing what all other people in Gaza have been experiencing: loss, death, destruction, and loss of relatives, loss of loved ones, loss of home. We have been offering some cash support to a number of families, just over 100. We plan to expand on that. But even if you have cash in Gaza, what you can buy is very limited. You have very limited options, and even the cash they have is probably not going to serve them in the midterm, because there's not much you can get. I mean, some children have to survive off one loaf of bread an entire day. Some will have to prioritize medication for the elderly or for their parents. What we need at the moment is, after these encouraging announcements, we need of reopening of the crossing in Rafah. Well, we need an actual actual action, concrete action to happen now.
Well, let's talk about what's supposed to happen at the border. We're reporting that hopefully from tomorrow, some 20 trucks of aid will be able to cross in Gaza for the first time since the Israeli airstrikes began. Is 20 enough? And what are the greatest needs now for the civilians in Gaza?
No, it's not. It's not enough. And the UN says we need at least 100 trucks a day. Imagine the scale of need at the moment. 20 is not a fifth of what we actually need. Of course, food, water, clean water. Children have been drinking contaminated water. Food, which is about to run out, and definitely medication. And this is what we think will be the first to cross the gate. However, that is one thing. The other thing here, the important issue is, once the aid is in, are we going to be able to deliver that safely? And are we going to be given the guarantees that aid workers will not be targeted, aid convoys will not be targeted, aid centers, will not be targeted? This is a conversation that needs guarantees particularly from the Israeli side, not to target, randomly. We have seen some random attacks that, against hospitals, schools, and public facilities, infrastructure. We need to get some guarantees for safe places where people can come and have aid.
Just a final question for you, sir, as we wait to see whether or not that aid is able to get in tomorrow. What's your message to the international community and to the Israeli government as well?
Pressure. I mean, international community has to pressure. We have seen world leaders fly into Israel to have discussions, express solidarity with Israel. We haven't seen much of that solidarity with the people of Gaza. We hear about humanitarian needs and the intention to support the people of Gaza. We haven't seen any concrete actions. We need the Israeli side to realize that there is a very genuine humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in Gaza, and the siege that they have laid upon the siege that they have imposed for 15 years is actually bringing very, very bad results to over 2.3 million people in Gaza. Lift the siege, open the gates, and let aid in so people can have something to eat and something to drink and some relief and some space to breathe, really.
Ahmed Bayram from the NGO, the Norwegian Refugee Council. Thank you, sir.